Hi guys, this is Mrs. Hill. This is lesson number 5 from our story, Who Wants Arthur? In this lesson, we are going to read the story from beginning to end. We're going to review your skill packet to make sure you have everything completed. All your answers are finished. You haven't left anything out. After you listen to the read aloud from beginning to end and you double check your skill packet, please go take your AR test. I will have the AR quiz number listed in your Google Classroom in a separate assignment. So make sure you do not turn your skill packet in until you're finished with your AR test. So your skill packet should be completed. If it's not, take the time to go back. Again, reference the video numbers. The page numbers are listed along with the question numbers from each lesson. So if you're missing a question, you can look at my skill packet and see what page number corresponds with that question and answer. Okay, so top of the page forward arrow will get you to question number 2, or I'm sorry, page number 2, where we have answers, where we have questions 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so please make sure that's completed. I'm going to read you the story, Who Wants Arthur, from beginning to end. The author is Amanda Graham. Again, pay particular attention to the illustrations. I just love them. Arthur was a very ordinary dog. He lived in Mrs. Humbert's pet shop with many other animals, but Arthur was the only dog. All the other dogs had been sold because dogs were very popular. All the dogs except Arthur. He was just an ordinary brown dog who dearly wanted a home with a pair of old slippers to chew. On Monday morning, Mrs. Humber put some rabbits in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog. Everybody wanted rabbits. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practiced being a rabbit. He practiced eating carrots and poking out his front teeth and making his ears stand up straight. He practiced very hard until he was sure he could be a rabbit. I don't know if you guys like carrots, but that's a lot of carrots. The next morning, Mrs. Humber put some snakes in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit. Everybody wanted snakes. Excuse me. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practiced being a snake. He practiced hissing and slithering and sliding and looking cool. He practiced very hard until he was sure he could be a snake. The next morning, Mrs. Humber put some fish in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit and a snake. Everybody wanted a fish. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practiced being a fish. He practiced swimming and blowing bubbles and breathing underwater. He practiced very hard until he was sure he could be a fish. The next morning, Mrs. Humber put some cats in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit and a snake and a fish. Everybody wanted cats. Arthur felt he would never find a home with a pair of old slippers to chew. The next morning, Mrs. Hummer put the rest of her pets in the window. There were 2 hamsters, a cage of mice, 3 canaries, a blue parakeet, a green frog, 1 sleepy lizard, and Arthur. Arthur jumped on lily pads, squeaked and nibbled cheese, purred, croaked, and even tried to fly. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. He had collapsed, exhausted, in the corner of the window. Now he was certain he would never find a home, whether he was a rabbit, a snake, a fish, a cat, or a purple-spotted 3-headed donkey. Arthur decided that he might as well just be an ordinary brown dog. Late that afternoon, as Mrs. Humber was closing the shop, a man came in with his granddaughter. "Excuse me," he said. "Melanie tells me that you have a rather extraordinary dog who performs all sorts of tricks." "The only dog I have," replied Mrs. Humber, "is Arthur." "There he is, Grandpa, in the window," cried Melanie. She rushed to pick up Arthur, who gave her the biggest, wettest, doggiest lick ever. At last, Arthur knew he had found a home. With a pair of old slippers to chew. So as you listen to that, as you review your skill packet, please take your AR test. The number will be posted in an assignment in Google Classroom. After you take your AR test, please turn in your skill packet. Top right hand corner green button, I do believe it says turn in. So if you will submit that, that will be the end of our lesson, Who Wants Arthur? Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Bye.